everybody, and welcome back to the stream. Oh, I'm so lonely up here on this top shelf with nobody else. But we're back with another episode of Our Brilliant Ruin, which is a lovely TTRPG with some lovely people. So before we get into things, we'll start with some just me dropping things. With the stream announcements, next week is going to be a little bit different than normal. We're gonna have Themos Thursdays, and then we're gonna be dark for the rest of the week. I'm gonna be busy, and Ren's gonna be busy, and we're just not gonna be here this weekend. That weekend, so that's totally fine. But we'll be back in 2 weeks for the conclusion of this game. So I'm very excited for that. And then if you like us, follow, share, like. We love to hear that. Hear comments on stuff. I'm really focused tonight. This is going so well. So I'm going to pass it to everybody, and they're going to say who they are and who they're playing tonight. I'm LB. I'm going to be playing Gertrude, and she is the home security officer of the house. I'm gonna popcorn it to RJ. Yeah.
Oh, hello everybody. I didn't hear my name. I'm RJ. You can catch me RJ2 on all of my socials where I normally retweet whenever we go live. Today I'm playing Arthur, who is a I'll get these factions remembered one day. The League of Glove and Key member who serves both Danae and Sean's character. I'm gonna pop it over to Danae.
Well, that's really convenient because I am Danae, and I am playing as Charlotte Astis Willow, and I'm gonna popcorn it to Danny.
Why me? There's so many other people. Hey everybody, I'm Danny, CG Danny B, and I'll be playing. I don't know why I forgot my name. Turner Risewell, construction worker from the Rivet and Bellows Union. Teehee.
That leaves me. Hi, everybody. I'm Zachary Vaudo. I will be your game master tonight. Thank you once again for joining us for another installment of Our Brilliant Ruin, a Gilded Age game set in the apocalypse. We started this off last week, as LB mentioned, so do catch up there if you haven't. Otherwise, it will be rather confusing as to what's going on and who the people are and what the plan is. But if you want to stay with us anyway, we welcome you here. Players, are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Then we will pick things right back up. Welcome back, gentle viewers, to Our Brilliant Ruin, where we roleplay in a gilded age at the end of the world. The ruin of a dying star has infected the land around us, mutating all it comes into contact with. But society retains its sense of self and sensibilities, functioning and sometimes prospering. Though we are at the end of the world, we carry on. Last episode, we met the newest inhabitants of the previously defunct Crowscroft Manor, members of the Astus Willow aristocracy with two dedicated true folk in their employ to spearhead revolutions. They were joined by a member of the Piedmont Accord for oversight and an envoy from the local Valgreaves aristocracy family as a show of goodwill. The manor is in incredible disrepair, and there are some peculiarities about it. Our group went into town to hire hands for the renovation, and squatters were discovered in the basement and promptly removed. Some members of the group harbor suspicions about one another, but nothing untoward has yet come to light. For now, they focus on fixing this drafty, worn down, and slightly creaky, moaning, groaning old house. We pick up today a few days into development of work. Parker has returned back to their previous Astus Willow estate to gather supplies and do some family related activities. He wants to get furniture back over, his studying supplies, his testing supplies, so on and so forth. Similarly, Vontavious has claimed to have family business to attend to and is thus absent from your household today. But that just leaves more space for you all to get about your business. And we're going to let you all get about your business in the form of another mechanic for our Brilliant Ruin, which is a scheme. Now, the way a scheme works is similar to a regular roll, but there's more of them. You're going to each do what's called a simple scheme, which is a series of 5 rolls. If you look at your character sheet, there is a section that is just for schemes, and you are going to track the triumphs, brills, glooms, and catastrophes. If you make a roll that has no successes, count it as a gloom. It's not going to override where more glooms than brills becomes a catastrophe at that point. We're just going to full tally at the end of things. And I just want to get a sense of how you all are doing as you attempt to develop out this house. And we'll narrate it through as we go from there. So I would like to start first with Turner, as you are leading the reconstruction of this house. You are working with members of the Rivet and Bellows Union from Crowscroft Town proper. We're going to see how reconstruction has gone. So I'm going to have you make a series of 5 dice rolls using whatever combination you would like to of your personalities and skills.
Ooh, okay. If we're talking for the sake of constructing and repairing the home, I would definitely want to use craft or my skill. I'm thinking, I don't know if I have a good way to say cunning, unless I could argue that like I'm just figuring out what's broken and fixing it. Is that enough to get by to run a cunning, or I could go with ingenuity?
I would normally say ingenuity, but if you can
Sure.
explain why cunning makes more sense in this regard.
I'm just a slick guy, you know.
Would you say that you well, since cunning tends to also be cleverness and duplicity, would you
Sure.
consider yourself to be cutting corners to get things done?
No, absolutely
Okay.
not. That would go against my epigram.
Then I would definitely push
ingenuity.
for ingenuity
Cool.
or one of the other ones, such as obsession for focus, or even audacity for your self-confidence of leading everybody in this charge.
Yeah, I think ingenuity and obsession are tied score-wise, so I could rock with ingenuity and just run that in craft.
Sounds great. So you're
Cool.
going to make a series of 5 rolls, and you're going to keep track. If your roll has 6 in it, it'll mark under Brill. If it has a 1 in it, you'll mark it under Gloom, or just no successes, you can mark under Gloom.
Okay. So I'm doing like 5 rolls of 5.
Yes.
Okay. So please get it there. All right, so that's 1 triumph, 1 Brill's Brill's the one, or Gloom's the one?
Brill is a single 6. A triumph
okay.
is 3 6s.
Got it. So that's not it then. So then a Brill and a Gloom. Okay.
Okay.
And then otherwise nothing else will matter for this if it's anything between.
Nothing else will matter.
Okay.
Matter for this otherwise.
A dice got stuck. Okay, 1 more Brill.
All right.
Hang in there, son. We're rolling. 2 more Brills.
Fantastic.
So that's 4.
And no ones to speak of?
Nope. So far, just that
Okay.
first one. Okay, we're killing it. Another Brill. Hold on. Guys, I think I fixed the whole house. That was 4. All right, 1 more. No. All right, and then 1 more Brill and 1 Gloom. So that's 6 Brills, 2 Glooms.
6 Brills, 2 Glooms. That is staggeringly above the negative in this regard. So
Yeah.
while you haven't fixed the entire house, you have made outstanding headway in this. Many of the floors have been patched up of their holes and their rotting portions. You've replaced parts of the wall, and you've repaired structural damage inside and out. I want to let you describe a bit of how you're overhauling this house, since this is in your hands after all.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as you would have from last session gotten back from going out to the market and the unions and kind of preparing ourselves, I'm assuming at this point some members of the Rivet have shown up, and I've kind of assigned them like wherever your expertise is, you guys take this section of the floor, you guys take this section, doing a lot of supervision to make sure, hey, I see you're doing this incorrectly, or like this will be more efficient. And then when I think everybody's set, I'm doing a lot more of my personal objective tasks. I'm sure I would have spoken with Scarlett afterwards to be like, hey, do we want to focus on getting bedrooms ready? Do we want to focus on getting a green room up for the kind of living plants, maybe? And then just really going in on getting those things accomplished to make it a little more like homey and personal in my personal hands. And then covering whatever other like required things when I have a free moment.
Outstanding. Now, uh, there's still some work that is left to be done, but that's something that you guys will be able to accomplish, I believe, over time as well. One major thing that still remains with this is the broken cistern, and the reason
Mm,
I didn't bring that up in this is because that is a daunting enough task that your project role would have been for the house or the cistern.
gotcha.
Uh, but the cistern, of course, is causing a bit of an issue with the workers. They are
Mm,
complaining about have the lack of supplied water, having to go to the well and back to continuously get water for the house.
mm,
It is rather aggravating. So the cistern is something that you're going to have to address in the immediate future, but you've made the house very livable otherwise, which means that you'll be able to actually focus on that when you get to that portion of things.
all right, cool, cool.
Is there anything with that number of successes? Is there anything special that you want to do with this, with your work?
Ooh, let me think. I definitely would have like I said, the green room probably would have been priority. I think that was definitely let me impress the Royals kind of option.
Hmm.
Um outside of that, um I think it would probably fall down to forgive me, I forget your character's name. I don't have that pulled up. Gertrude?
Yes.
Yes. I have seeing if Gertrude had any other highlighted things on her list that would have been like top priority. I think security was probably a big one. So making sure every section of doors, windows would have been like nice and pristine, that windows could close and lock and latch appropriately to make sure nothing's getting in or out. Um, and then probably the structure of the stairs, I think, was another big one from last time. We're making sure those are not falling through and collapsing. So whatever infrastructure probably underneath that needs to be prioritized so it can stand. And then making sure the actual stairs themselves are replaced.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, wonderful advancement on things. You've already kicked things off very strongly, and Crowscroft Manor is already in significantly better working order than it was before. Uh, you'll get to that cistern in time. Want to move to the other center part of the house, which is going to be the work staff proper. And for this, Arthur, I'm going to kick this over to you. So RJ, I'm going to have you make a simple scheme roll as well. You are going to pick your combination of personality and skill for your dice pool. Roll it 5 times, and you're going to tabulate as Danny did.
Okay. Just for one more time, what's my uh range for the brilliant versus gloom?
So a 6 is going to be a brill. If you get 3 6s on a roll, that's a triumph. If you get no successes or a 1, then you'll tabulate it as a gloom.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if you have more 1s than 6s, that's a catastrophe.
uh I'd like to use loyalty foster to train up the staff.
Perfect. Sounds perfect to me. Making sure that everybody is up to the Astus Willow standard of things.
Making sure everyone knows how to shut their freaking mouths. That is one brill on the first. No
All right.
ones. Uh 1611 on the second. So what am I tabulating
You'll
that
tab one
as?
brill and one gloom.
So okay. Thank you. That's 2, 3. No ones or sixes.
You'll mark that as a gloom for the purposes of the scheme. Normally it's nothing, but for purposes of this, it is.
Ooh, 6. That is cocked. 2 sixes.
Perfect.
So that is so I'm at 3 right now?
I think 4. You have 1 more to go.
Okay, thank you. And that is okay. I am at 4 brill, 3 gloom.
Okay. Still a success overall. I'd say that training people to the Astus Willow standard is it's accomplishable, but it's definitely it's taking some more effort than one might expect.
There are some eccentricities everyone has to get used to.
Absolutely. The Astus Willows are a notorious family. I say that positively and negatively. And there are eccentricities they must be used to. There are sections of the house where they have to either avoid at certain times or have certain expectations when they enter that part of the house. For example, if you see a dead plant, ask before you throw it away. You might upset one of the members of this household if you throw it away. Another part of that is also probably the fact that the Glove and Key locally here is taking pay cuts to up the number of staff that they hire.
Hmm.
And we know that people tend to work at their pay rate. So while it is getting more people hired on, it's getting more jobs, it is also the same level of work for less. Arthur, how do you feel about that? You learned this last session. How is this feeling for you?
Kind of hate that, honestly. I am a big proponent of equal pay. I believe I jokingly said to it during character creation that Arthur was a Glove and Key union rep,
Hmm.
so that is kind of not flying very well on his radar.
Well, to that effect, then, uh, is there anything that you would like to do to address this, either within the confines of your working staff, with the local union, with the
Uh,
royalty, with the aristocracy in particular?
it,
How do you think Arthur would approach this, if at all?
because this isn't the place where like I have lived and worked for like all my life, I'd probably approach someone like, oh, is it Margaret Maggie
Maeve.
Maeve? Sorry, I think it was an
Wait,
M
actually,
word.
wait. I think I said that name wrong. I think I'm combining games.
Mauve.
No, it is Maeve.
Okay. Uh, Arthur would approach Maeve because they are a local employee of the Glove and Key and just go, so how long has the pay cuts been going? I just wanted to know.
Oh dear. Well, the locals have been trying to get more hire-ons. It's harder to get people working in this part of town when you have people as long as they have their preferences. They've got their set people after a while. Uh, I'd say it's been going on for several months at this point. It's
Mm.
been getting more people employed. It's making sure that people actually are getting the work. It's just at a lower bit.
Less of a livable wage. Well, are you concerned by it?
On a personal level, no, and that's because I've got this house here. I was the only one assigned to this house, and so it was easy enough for me to you know work on this by myself and not having to compete with anybody else on this one. They weren't worried about hiring on multiple people for this until you all showed up. On a esoteric level, a community level, yes, I am worried about it. I'm worried about folks overworking themselves. I'm worried about conflict.
Hmm. Well, I'll have you know that we keep a very tidy schedule in the Astus Willows household, so I expect all of you to be taking your mandated breaks.
I'll make sure to enforce that with the groups.
And I'll see about raising your pays a little bit so it's more livable. I need to go do some writing.
Very well, sir. And what are you going to go write?
It basically like a petition back to the Glove and Key sort of like main office, like, hey, I need a little bit of advice for this one branch that I'm currently operating out of, blah 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 blah.
Fair enough. A good-hearted approach to the local problems will certainly ingratiate you with the local employees, members of the Glove and Key, if not the higher ups that are the union reps here that are trying to push things through faster.
Mm.
Moving along, Charlotte. as the only member of the aristocracy currently at Crowscroft Manor, your Parker has gone home. Vontavious, who's new to you here, but still decent company to you, I'd say, also not here. It is going to fall onto you for any of the forward-facing uh, appearance, for any of the socializing, any of the shaking hands and hobnobbing about town. I'm going to also want a simple scheme from you as well to see how you do, but I'm going to ask you for your dice pool and ask you how you would approach, building up the Astus Willow name here in Crowscroft, apart from just making the manor nicer and more presentable.
I think it would be. I'm as for what I'm going to roll, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to go with benevolence for my personality, and I'm going to go for express for my skills. As for my approach, the Astus Willows have a reputation, and Charlotte is very used to this. Um, she plays up the intrigue a little bit, but in a playful way. Um, and to kind of like put us forward as sort of like, kooky and eccentric and less, like frightening and like dangerous.
And this is to the locals of the town, not
Yes, of
not to
course.
the others, of course. That makes perfect sense to me. It's not quite starting fresh, but giving people a different perspective on
Right.
what these Astus Willows are actually about.
It's like, I know you've heard about like the Astus Willows and all of the people that go missing on their property, but like, I promise we're not like them.
Definitely not like them, no matter what Gertrude may have heard Parker say. So go ahead and make that roll for me 5 times, and same tabulation is in effect.
Okay. So I'm looking for sixes and ones, and I'm counting those up.
Yes, and if you have no sixes or ones at all on a roll, that's going to go under your gloom
'Kay.
For this as well.
There's a 6. Second roll, there's a 1 and a 6. There's another 6, another 6, but 2 more ones.
All right.
That's got me at 3 rolls, right? Let's do 2 more.
Yes.
Another 6. And 1 more roll. 2 more 6s.
Okay. I don't know what the total number is, but it sounds like it's overwhelmingly sixes over ones.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 6s and 3 1s.
Outstanding. You perhaps are more socially forward than Parker is, or at least you give off that charm that
The
presents as such.
contrast is to my benefit.
Absolutely. And this is beneficial for you as well, both with the workers and with the town. It helps keep the workers intrigued at working here. It's much easier to work in a location when you can appreciate the people that you're working for, even if you are assigned to the job, even if it's union, even if it's the norm for nowadays. In town, however, you talked a little bit about presenting a more fun and engaging side of the Astus Willows to the people. I'd like to hear a little bit more about that.
Yes. Well, I mean, it depends on who I'm talking to.
Very fair. So if you were talking to, I suppose, we'll call it the local like shopkeepers, people that might have to do business with members of your staff that would bring things back up again.
Mhm.
How would they be perceiving you based off of your interactions?
Very generous. but also kind of a niche shopper. The sort of things that I'm looking for is always obscure, um, but kind of in a fun way. Like I give them a project, I identify the things that they're passionate about, and then like come up with a problem for them to solve. And then when they do, they get tipped really nicely. So that sort of thing.
Wonderful. And then what about to, I suppose, the general person that you might pass on the street?
I'm very personable. Um, like if I see somebody who seems interested in me, I'm always careful to stop and introduce myself, chat for a while, get the vibes, and then you know, basically invite them to like a meeting at a later date. It's all like, oh, like, are you looking for work? Like I every single person I come across, I try to get a read on what they need or what they want, and then I try to provide that for them in some way.
Fantastic. While you're doing all the socializing, I want to ask you for another role. Uh, and it's a role of sensitivity and either intuit or observe.
Okay. Well, I've got a little bit of sensitivity, but I don't got nothing in anything else. Could I possibly spend a passion to add 2 dice to this roll?
Yes, you can. And for the viewers at home, spending a passion, everybody here has a passion pool of 5 apiece. You spend one, you add 2 dice to this roll, and then 5s and 6s are going to be a success on this roll. There is a consequence to spending all of your passion tracker, but we'll see if we get there.
Hmm. I'm afraid there's no brills or glooms in this roll.
All right, then unfortunately or fortunately, everything is as you've described it. The read that you are getting on people is the same read that you have described here. There is nothing further to share here. Perhaps it's you just sort of getting caught up in the charm of the town, or perhaps it's you focusing more back on what's going on at your manor rather than here. But one way or the other, things are the way that you have described it, and nothing more to your knowledge.
Excellent.
Finally, Gertrude, I have a proposition for you here. Everybody's doing simple scheme rolls for what they've been doing for the last few days. You can do one now if you want to, or there will be an opportunity for one later. Doing it later means that you can gain much more, obviously, because it's the 5 rolls at a time. But you won't not gain information if you do a regular roll later and succeed.
So wait, what is it? You said I could do it now or later. What's the
Yes.
benefit?
The benefit is going to be the location in which this happens.
Okay. Is this me getting information about the other families? Is what we're talking about?
It can be, yes. If that's what you want your project role, your scheme to be about, then yes. Doing it now would yield more about would yield more about like the people like within the town and whatnot that you're wandering about. Later will yield different in more specific information. And again, you can make a regular roll and succeed in that, but having this scheme will could potentially net you a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna go to somebody's house, I can find out more information about them specifically, right? That's what we're
Yeah.
going for? Yeah. I'll wait and do it then.
Wonderful. Then in lieu of having that project role happening now, tell me a little bit about how Gertrude has been spending her time as security and oversight for this household.
It's a lot of micromanaging. But mostly it's just making sure that whoever is in the house is supposed to be in the house, that nobody's leaving with anything that they're not supposed to have. Keeping track of all of the people coming in and out to clean or to build, to all of the new staff and running them through my security goals and needs. And just doing a lot of checking the like doing a more thorough sweep of the house. Like you'll see her sometimes like up on a rope by one of the windows, like she's trying to find ways to break in, to then stop people from breaking in.
Understandable. Well then, if you're doing that, I do want to get at least one dice roll out of you for this. Uh, my thought in this would be obsession for the personality trait, and then for skill, I'll leave that up to you. If you have a different thing for personality, by all means, do let me know.
Yeah, I mean it could be also be cunning for because I am trying um to like challenge myself and find a way in.
Yes, absolutely.
So and then probably observe because that's the other thing I'm doing.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Ooh, 3 6s, 1 1 1.
3 6s is considered a triumph. So in this instance, I would say that you are able to lock this house down. Nobody is leaving with anything that they shouldn't. Nobody is suddenly gaining a very nice set of silverware for their home. Doors are functioning as they should. Windows are functioning as they should. In fact, as you are doing all of this checking and searching, you discover, most interesting thing, behind a painting that was left. It was left on the wall. It seemed to be in decent enough condition, but as you're probably helping to take it down or whatnot. Behind a painting in the study, you find a secret passage.
Secret passage, hell yeah.
It is a secret passage that leads from the study upstairs to one of the chambers.
Oh. Love that. I think I will tell Lady Astis Willow about this
Absolutely.
first and see what she wants done with it. Do you want it to remain or do you want us to close it up?
You are describing to me a secret passage of some kind?
Yes. Nope, I'm Irish. Yes, Miss
Mhm.
Lady Astis Willow. It seems to be connected from the study to the one of the rooms upstairs.
And it was behind a painting of some sort.
Right, one that's been left behind. It seems that whatever it was used for was probably some sort of spying on guests, but I'm not
Was
sure.
it the still life or the nude?
This, sorry, I don't know the difference.
It was the bowl of fruits or the naked person.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yes, no, nude.
Ah, yes. Hmm, we may change what painting is in front, but I believe we must keep it. Parker would simply lose his mind if he found out that we filled in a secret passage.
Right. I was thinking with it being, well, if you left the nude, people would probably avoid it, looking at it more. But also people might look at it more, depending on the person.
It simply depends on the type of person that you would want to catch you looking out of a naked person's eyes.
Right. So I'll just put the painting in the basement with the others, and then we'll find something else for it. I'll keep it covered for now.
I think I picked one up from town that might be the right size. It has a little doggy.
Right, as you wish, lady.
Thank you so very much.
I will also inform Mr. Risewell, that there is a new passage that has been found. So if you'd been wondering about the hollowness in the walls, I think that's part of the problem.
Understood. I was hearing it as I was walking through the halls, and some of the men mentioned it, but I assumed it was just the infrastructure. But good. Would we clean it up, close it? What's
No, it seems that Lady Astus Willow wants it to be left open, but we're going to keep it covered for now so that Wanderer or Spy don't notice it.
All right, sounds good. Then we'll leave it as it is, and if things change, just let me know.
All right, and perhaps this is a good idea to keep an eye out for other things we have not found about this house.
Well, in a house like this that's going to be repaired, there's a lot of things we don't know about. I mean, a lot of noises, but we're still fixing them. But yeah, of course, anything that is uncomfortably out of sorts, we'll be sure to keep mark of.
And
All right. I mean, would you like me to look for more things, or is it something that you and your companions can handle?
I believe if I told you no, you would still look for them anyway. So please go right ahead.
Oh, look, we're getting to know each other so well.
It's been quite easy to find how you are.
Hmm. Right. Well, just so you know, the paint that you're, the color that you're buying,
Mm,
make sure that all the cans match. Sometimes they have problems with that in
well,
town.
match the code. Yep, we make sure we come in. They test the sample. We get matching it throughout the house unless said otherwise.
Right. We wouldn't want the wrong color for a lord and a lady and Duke Astus Willow.
No, of course not. I want to make sure I have everything perfect, exactly how they asked. I
Right.
appreciate your scrutiny. Thank you.
Of course. If everyone does as they're supposed to, then everyone will be happy.
It's try my best to be happy, of course. Just got to gritting his teeth a little bit. Yep,
Oh,
be happy.
I wasn't speaking to you, but
Oh
thank
no,
you.
of course, yes, no, my happiness is not relevant here. Yes, of course.
No, it's not. She walks away.
Fuck.
two quick things, Gertrude. First, was that your?
It sure
epitaph?
was.
Wonderful. You can replenish one of your portfolio if you'd spent it last session.
I did.
And second, the last thing that I will let you know because of the triumph that you scored is more of an intuition than it is something that you find. But you can be certain that if there is one secret passage in a house this big, there's more than one. Something
Right.
for you to keep an eye on, something for you to think about going forward.
I'm sorry. I feel like I missed it. What was your epigram?
When one does as they're supposed to, then everyone will be happy.
It's so seamless. It completely missed.
Thank you. Wizard.
For those of you that might be
Sorry.
tuning in, this replenishing a portfolio on this is not a standard rule of Our Brilliant Ruin. It's just one that I wanted to gift to these players.
I love that. That's in mystery business as well. You have like a catchphrase that you could use.
And outgunned, yes.
Yeah, and then you get to automatically succeed. So I like that a lot.
This is gonna ruin the tour.
Yep.
Oh my god.
No, that
The
game was a
callback.
couple months ago. We did a game called "This is Going to Ruin the Tour." We were all
Honestly, that's
We're
what I
all
thought
in
he was
a band.
referencing. I
Yeah.
thought, okay,
thanks.
So,
come keep up, RJ.
Yeah, come on, RJ.
also over the last few months,
Why did I catch a stray in that gunfight?
You reference
also over the
things, you're
last
not
few
paying
months,
attention.
Maeve receives from a courier a calling card from the Valgreaves house. You would send calling cards out to the two local families, and the Valgreaves have responded. A response from a responding calling card from a family is typically followed by an invitation for something like a dinner, which the Valgreaves do follow up with one day later. You are being invited to dinner at the Valgreaves Manor. It is across town, quite literally on the other side of town, on more tucked back into the forested area, not up on a hill like Crowscroft Manor is, but just far enough away and deep enough into the forest that it's secluded from the rest of town. The invitation is, of course, made out to Duke and Lady Astus Willow. Charlotte, you are the only member of said group, of said names in attendance. It is uncommon but not out of place, in particular for the Astus Willows, for them to bring along to bring along an entourage with you, and it is out of place, but not uncommon for the Astus Willows to bring those not of the same class as their own, ones that interest them. And this is a very roundabout way of me saying that you can, in fact, bring everybody at this table with you to this dinner, should you so desire. It'll be a very
I
boring scene.
will.
It'll be a very boring scene for 3/4 of the table if you don't. But
Do it today.
just
Go by
establishing
yourself.
is, in
You got
fact,
this.
Jesus, no.
You got it. It's all you.
I'm gonna take everyone with me for moral support because Parker isn't here, and I feel like I have the slightest amount of self-preservation that I'm not gonna show off, or excuse me, show up to another house completely, unobserved.
I would hope you'd at least take Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur always comes with me. Arthur is like we're connected at the hip. Like he's my left arm.
now with this shared to the three of you, how do you prepare yourselves for dinner at another aristocratic household? This is not something that is common for any of the three of you. Arthur, you may have come along as a sort of footman for the Astus Willows in the past, but being invited and coming along as a guest, an invited guest, is something rather unique. So I'm just curious for the three of you, and of course for you, Charlotte, as you are used to preparing for this. How do you prepare for such an invitation?
We're going to dinner. I wear a nice dinner outfit. Attractive, but not too show offy. Um, I feel like Arthur kind of already knows the gig here. Like he always comes along. But I go to Gertrude and Turner. Like independent, like Turner, like the invitation to Turner is much more wishy-washy, like if you should so please, and if it is like your preference, like you don't have to come if you don't want to, like, but like we're going, and if you were going, you could come with us and then we'd go together, like.
What would be the where would Turner have been when you approached him to invite him? In like middle of working, would be wrapping up for the day, and we think that's
I feel like she would do it while he was working, so it'd be a lot
Okay.
easier to accept a turn down. I feel
yeah.
like I feel like she's expecting to get turned down.
Yeah. I imagine Turner would have been like locked in as you're like, oh well, yeah, you want to come to the thing? He's fixing whatever, hammering it, and then as you would ask, kind of like rolls down the sleeve. I'm not gonna do this. It's comfortable. Roll down the sleeves and kind of button up the cuffs and be like, of course, I would love to go to a party with you. Should I dress? Should I get the good vest or?
If it is amenable to you. I do not want you to be uncomfortable.
As he's like brushing sawdust off of his vest, he's like, yeah, I should probably change, but yeah, I think it should be a great time. As he's like feeling the pit in his stomach, he's like, oh god, the rich people I deal with are nice to me. I don't know about the rest of them. I don't know. Okay.
Can Arthur just round the corner looking for Turner? Because Charlotte had confirmed him that they were going to be invited. Just like, oh, Turner, you're not going in that, are you?
No, I was going to change, but I mean, it was another outfit, just a little lighter purple.
Before you do change, give me the shirt you're going to wear. I'll iron it for you.
Oh, of course. And he just reaches into his briefcase. He's just got like a matted up, like another collared shirt. Just kind of hands it to you. Took it out the dryer this morning.
Apparently. Okay. turns.
It is clean, Arthur. What foresight.
Appreciate you, Arthur. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
What a lovely gentleman.
I then go to Gertrude. I would like a few of the staff to accompany me to this invitation. I should make it clear that I have invited you. They have not invited you, so they may not be expecting you.
No one rarely is, but that's fine. If you need me to attend, if you like, I could go beforehand and make sure every part of it is secure for you, and go about who's going to be there first, so that you can make sure you're as safe as possible while you're at this event.
I will trust you to handle those duties as you see fit.
All right. Which
As I s-
estate is it at?
I tell her the estate.
The
What is the
Valgrives
estate?
estate.
The-
The Valgrives
oh,
estate,
just the
which
Valgrives. They don't-
happens to be which happens to be the family that Vontavious is part of and is the envoy from for you all.
Right. What
Do they? Does it have a particular like we're in Crowcroft, right?
Yeah.
Crowscroft.
Yeah, you're in Crowscroft
Um,
Manor. That is the manor that is named, that is so named for the town. That's one of the, and this one, Crowscroft, is called that because it has not been claimed by one of the families yet. It's one of those ones from the setting story that the old royalty abandoned in the wake of, the ruin and everything else, and it's just been sitting there unattended. So all that to say, it's just Falgreaves Manor for them. They live there.
Okay.
Oh,
Um.
I see one of the cats has gotten in. Are we naming them? I'd like to keep stock of that as well.
Yes. This one is Monsieur Midnight.
Monsieur Midnight. All right. That was not the right accent. All right, let's go then. No, sorry, I've been hanging out with the handyman too much. All right. Well, just give me the information about and attire is it very fancy or dinner attire?
It is dinner attire. But I will say once again, they are not expecting to see you. So things being as they may not see you at all. But I leave that up to your discretion.
My lady, are you implying that I should remain unseen, or are you just saying that should I blend in? I can find an outfit that will allow me to look the part of a noble, or I could be more conspicuous. Is that what you're implying?
Madame, I am not familiar with your skills or operations, but I have opened the door, and you may pass through it in any manner you see fit, or a window, whichever you wish.
All right. She kind of like puts her glasses on, like turns around and walks away, and she goes, "No one in this house can give me a straight answer except
100%.
except the
runs in
man
the
building
family.
Too true.
Rounds the
With-
corner. Miss Gertrude, what are you wearing?
Sorry, I was in my nightgown. You caught me.
Oh, sorry.
Not my
Good
ankles.
heavens.
Good heavens.
Immediately on the floor looking at ankles.
Stomps
you
on you like an
prude.
anime. You pervert.
Nosebleed,
my-
just ask. Yep.
Take an immediate tick to your vitality and distress for
Yes,
No.
sir.
All right, with things in preparation, and of course, Arthur, I'm not going to have you roll for how well you can clean up the suits. Buttling is in fact your Truffaut competency. you know how to do this. This evening, you all get in the vehicle that you were brought in, and you are driven through town towards Valgreaves Manor or Valgreaves Estate. Along the way, you see the town and the townsfolk as they watch you drive by. A little more friendly, receptive, I should say, than the original come into town, where you all newcomers. Charlotte has made a name for herself. After all, there is still some hesitancy. They're not running to the streets and waving. You are still, after all, new, but that really shouldn't be a problem for too much longer. You'll be making a name for yourselves, and soon you will be receiving guests at your estate, and you will be the popular name in town. And as we drive up and towards Valgreaves Estate, it actually feels like a pretty solid transition point here for us to take a brief break. When we return, our group will enter Valgreaves Estate for a dinner with the local family.
All right, we are going to take a quick break. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us in chat tonight. It's good to see you. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll go to a place unless it's grab a drink, grab a fruit, grab a friend, take your medication, or do a stretch. I think today let's stretch out our neck. I don't do enough neck stretches, and it's really not good for me. So do that,
Adopt it.
and we'll see you in a minute. Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.
Hey, baby.
What's up, everybody? We're back. I had to end the conversation that was happening.
It was
outside.
really good.
It was.
Gabagool.
We're talking about
Gabagool.
dinner.
Anyways, let's get back into this silly game that we're playing.
Oh yeah. Hey, we're talking about dinner, which is perfect because
Yeah.
you all are arriving at dinner. For those of you that are just joining in, a member of the Astus Willow aristocracy, Charlotte here, is been invited to the local Valgreaves estate for dinner. Her fellow family member is out of town, but she has decided to bring along her butler, lead construction foreman, and head of security with her as guests instead. And the four of them are just about to arrive, pulling up in front of Valgreaves Manor. As you've gone through a winding path in the forest, trees getting a bit more dense, before it opens up into a large open area, an ivory building with gold filigreed columns, a fountain in the front with hedges that have been cut into the shape of stags on either side. Lanterns light the way into this area as your car pulls around and you are all let out to attend this party. You are greeted by a footman who is waiting for you. Nods to you. Charlotte has a look of familiarity without actually being familiar to the other three of you. Doesn't know you three, but it's one of those like working class recognizes working class moments.
Is it like one of those moments where like two Glove and Key members see each other, so they present their calling cards
Mhm.
like
Kind of, yes. And you may if you so wish. But he will then announce you, and as you are greeted by the 5th Countess of Amsdale, Lady Fidelia Valgrieve. Lady Valgrieve is the unmarried 5th Countess of Amsdale. She dedicates herself to her family and her children. One child in particular is still here at the manor. The rest are out on a hunting expedition with one of their uncles. Fidelia is an older woman. Has her hair kept short into a tight bun. Wears a lot of verdant colors, different like hues and shades of green, and emeralds are the gem of choice. As she arrives down the stairs at the announcement of Lady Astus Willow and guests, she smiles and says, You must be Lady Astis Willow. Welcome. Welcome to Valgreave's estate. I'm Fidelia Valgreave.
Oh, it is very nice to meet you. Thank you for such a warm welcome to your beautiful abode.
Oh, of course, and thank you for your announcement of yourself arriving in Crowscroft. It's such a pleasure to have another member of the families here in town. I see that you've brought some help with you.
Well, yes, of course, Arthur always accompanies me wherever I go. And Monsieur Turner as well. Well, you see, I am always looking to make connections, and he's doing such a wonderful job of putting Crowscroft back together. I was wondering if there was perhaps some information that he could glean firsthand that would be helpful to him in his deed. And also, if you're looking for an handyman, he there is no one better than Mr. Risewell. He does excellent work.
Oh, how very wonderful. Well, it's a pleasure to have all of you here. She says with a tone that you all can read as it's very confusing to her that you all are here, but she is absolutely not going to say that, especially in front of the guest that she has personally called here for dinner. She says, if you'd like to head to the parlor, my daughter and our other guests are sitting for libations ahead of dinner.
Of course, thank you.
And she will walk with you. She'll walk ahead, and the footman will lead you all into the parlor. As you walk through the interior, uh, unlike Crowscroft Manor, this estate is in full working order. Uh, there's a lot of like footmen and whatnot walking about, cleaning and tending to the house. Uh, there's art inside that all seems to have a similar theme of like animals and nature. There's a lot of hunting trophies on the wall. A lot of hunting trophies. Yes, Arthur.
So I'm not aware of the flora and fauna of the world of uh, our brilliant ruin. Is it like a combination of like ruinous animals, like a three-headed rhinoceros sort of deal, or?
You do not see any ruinous animals on display here as trophies. Um, Most of the time, when the ruin affects animals, it's not particularly in a pleasant way.
Mhm.
If one were to show that off, it would typically be in a private viewing gallery as opposed to out front where anybody might see it and become disturbed by it.
More academia sort of deal then for the
Or
ruinous
just
style.
personal pride as
Right.
opposed to right through the front door.
Okay.
But yes, and as you walk through, the footman tells you about the estate. It sits on 5,000 acres, uh, most of which is extensive fields for grazing cattle and hunting woodlands. In the back, you walk over fir rugs and past tapestries. That creates a very warm and inviting atmosphere. At and a bit that would feel a bit more familiar to you. At various points, small cats and dogs actually dart from across the hall from room to room. They seem clearly considered part of the family here. There's no worry about them cutting you off. You're in their way, as far as anybody seems to be concerned. And of course, as I mentioned, it's warm, it's inviting, it's bright. Sharp contrast to where you currently are staying. Obviously, you're working to fix this, but it does jut out immediately of are we going to be able to get our manor to the level of this manor in any reasonable time, or are we always going to be playing catch up with the others in this space? This location is in many ways what Crowscroft could be one day, just not yet. The footman guides you into the parlor for cocktails, where you are received once again by Fidelia Valgrieve and five other individuals. You are introduced to them one by one. One of them is Tessa Valgrieve, the daughter of Fidelia Valgrieve, uh, one of the only children that is here on site. She's a very modern aristocrat. You can tell that she wears similar attire, but it's been very modernized. The clothing that she has taken reflects a more contemporary edge as opposed to traditionals. She seems the most interested out of anybody here to receive all of you. Going out of her way to actually greet all four of you uh, with glee. It's so very nice to have new faces in the area. Uh, what brought you all out this way?
Curiosity. Uh, we Astis Willows are always interested in things that are interesting. And Parker and I have found that Crowscroft has interested us a lot.
Oh, if you want an interesting place, Crowscroft is definitely interesting. And the man clears his throat and says, "Miss Tessel, we don't have to regale them and bore them with the old histories." You were introduced to Rex Granville Galdepark
Jeez.
of the Galdepark family. This man is adorned in golds and whites. He exudes luxury. He exudes wealth. It looks like every part of his outfit has been an opportunity to brandish the wealth that he has, right down to his gold inlaid cane. He says, "It's old history, and they're here to build up a new one, and well, stake a claim for their family here. Isn't that right, Miss Asses Willow?"
Well, of course, there are things of value there that are worth preserving. I want to build a home there, but I came here for a reason.
And what reason is that?
Crosscraft.
Of course, of course. Um, these are my daughters, Imogen, Clara, and Violet. Each of them will nod to all of you, to each of you. They're all like in their 20s, uh, blonde hair, styled in a variety of different ways, also in whites and golds. Not quite as extravagant as their father, uh, but still very showy. Uh, and he introduces all three of them specifically to you, Charlotte. It seems that the attention, as per usual, despite your invited guest, is funneling to you first and foremost.
Ah, beautiful, sparkling, radiant. I did not know I would get to meet so many wonderful people today.
Well, says Fidelia, we wanted to have a good established presentation of who you'd be neighboring with if you're moving into Groscroft. After all, it's a
I
shame that I thought there was another one with you though.
Oh, well, yes, Parker. He had to return to our previous place of residence. He has many things that he must bring with him, and he simply must supervise the transfer of all of his equipment.
And Rex speaks. I see he's a very hands-on man.
Likewise, I have noticed Mr. Vontavious Sneed. He has not gone bored of me, has he?
Oh, and well. And Fidelia, goes, "Oh, Vontavious, he had some family business to attend to. He told us he was going to take him out of town for a couple of days. He has spoken very highly of all of you, which is why we accepted and returned the calling card. Of course, he seems very interested in what you all are building over there."
Oh, that is very good to hear.
Could I use my tools and equipments in my portfolio to raise their opinion of us a little bit higher in the
Mm.
form of like introductory gifts.
In terms of your tools and equipment, how so?
Essentially, like when we brought over all of the stuff, there was a section of like gifts to give out to the nobility that is around the town we're in as a introductory, like, hello, we're the Astus Willows, here's a bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
I will allow for you to spend that portfolio point for this in particular. Go ahead and describe the gifts that you were giving.
There are, in fact, several bottles of wine for whoever wishes for them. I think Arthur had the foresight of thinking there might be people of courting age here. So he also has like a bouquet of flowers that Charlotte could be like, here's a rose to you, here's a rose to you, blah, blah, blah.
Which Imogen, Clara, and Violet will in fact accept, of course.
Yep. Of course, all
With
of
one
them
of the
get a
bottles of
rose.
wine, Rex immediately wants one of them popped. It presents as engaging in the party, but it seems that he is also kind of wanting to test
The quality of it.
the quality of the Astus
Mm.
Willows.
Tracks.
Now, as all this is going on, two things happen. Turner, there's a small voice at your side as Clara has stepped up to you and goes, "So, who are you again?"
Good evening, Miss Clara. I am the construction worker for the Astus Willows. I'm fixing Crow's Croft.
You're a construction worker.
Yes, yeah, for 15 years.
That explains why you're so big.
Oh,
How is it? How is it coming along over there?
Exceptional. Actually, we've been making a lot of headway in a matter of days. I've got quite the crew at my side, taking care of everything, and I just hope Miss Astus Willow here is just as happy about the progress as I am.
Oh, you seem very confident and capable. I'm sure that you're doing an amazing job over there.
I try to work in silence and let my work show for itself.
Strong, silent type. I understand entirely.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I love the structure of the building here. It's very inspirational. I think like throughout the entire conversation, Turner is constantly like reaching for his pen in his pocket and is like, right, different outfit today. I don't have it, but he's like taking messages like, okay, if we did this in the lobby, and then okay, there's a vision here. So he's
You're
very impressed. Yeah.
You were steering this conversation back towards the architecture of the
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
As this goes along, Gertrude, you also hear a voice at your side as Imogen has stepped to you and says, I noticed that you were the only one that didn't sort of step forward with everybody.
Right, that's true.
Who are you in this whole mix of things?
I am, my name is Gertrude. I am, Lady Astus Willow's, head of security.
I'm not. Oh, a head of security. That's. I would have expected someone like him. And points over to Turner. For a role like that, you must come very highly regarded.
Well, not all skills and protection are dealt with strength. Sometimes it's about assessing the situation or finding a different way to take down those who could cause harm to those you're protecting.
Have you taken down many in your time?
That's not something we talk about in polite company now, is it?
Well, of course, forgive my manners. I'm just curious.
Hmm.
Well, I hope that you enjoy your stay here.
Well, it's a lovely house. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Absolutely. It's a father has father has told us so much about this place. I can imagine there's a million rooms here to explore.
I'm sure there is. It's a big place, and they're a well-off family.
That they are. If you'd like to take a walk through it sometime, perhaps after dinner, we can see what they have. I'm very curious. I've seen all the hunting bits up front, but I know there's more than this.
Well, if I am allowed to, perhaps.
Okay. And these conversations continue.
Gertrude's like,
With-
okay, you can walk away now.
These conversations continue with Rex continuing to push his more his more refined tastes, being he can't be quite critical enough of the wine, considering the portfolio use and the success. Uh, but he also wants to find an issue with it, but he's very much on the fence. Eventually, you all are steered towards the dining area where you would begin to engage in a 5-course meal. You learn over the course of this that much of the food has been hunted and prepared on the grounds itself. The Valgreaves are proficient and impassioned hunters and do like to make the most out of what they do. Over the course of time, you all enter many conversations, philosophical, political, interpersonal. Charlotte, at one point, Rex will turn to you and says, now, Miss Charlotte, I'm not sure if you, Astus Willows, put yourself into any other family affairs, but I was wondering what you all have made of the Belafine Dara feud.
How do you
It's
mean?
been, oh well, some folks say that it started at a dinner party between Emil and Hadrian, but we know that there must have been something more going on there.
Perhaps. The Belafines and the Daras are not monoliths. I know plenty who are willing to have companionable moments with one another.
They may not be monoliths, but it seems that this feud has spilled from just the individuals out into the entire family. The entire thing's in disarray. It's entirely unsightly, if you ask me.
Hmm. It is unfortunate when disagreements become loud. But I am one to believe that it is a very vocal minority. I think you should look at the all of things rather than focus on the most prominent lack of discretion.
And at this, Lady Fidelia says, "What is your take on how one might approach this then?"
Oh, privately, of course. We Alistus Willows value discretion above all else.
So I've heard. I've not had the pleasure of interacting with many of the Astus Willows, but I've heard that you are a very tight knit family.
We can be. I suppose in
No,
that way I am different from most of my family.
mm, that you are. That you are. And to the others of you that are seated at dinner, the 3 daughters are engaging you in, as evident by Imogen's push for non-polite company conversation, more, I suppose I would call it gritty conversation, but still conversation that does happen in these circles. Uh, to you, turning, have you ever worked in a place that was full of the ruin?
Hmm. I'm full of no. I've worked on many projects for the Astus Willows, and normally it's more high class and protected areas. Of course, there's been little infestation that we're able to take care of or work around, but usually nothing in abundance. I've been able to, luckily and thankfully, steer clear this far.
And for Gertrude, the questions steer into if any of your escapades have dealt with having to secure people from such ruinous creatures. Questions of are some of them vampires? We've heard some of them are vampires. It gets very fantastical. You get the sense that these 3 do not get out and about very much.
Yeah. I think a lot of her answers are like polite, and a lot of we don't talk about that in polite society so that she doesn't have to have a lot of conversations with people. Like, oh, I don't think that's something we should be talking about at a dinner. That's after dinner talk, and she doesn't intend to talk to anybody after dinner.
Tessa will engage with you, Arthur. She asks, "So how are things over there at the house at the manor?"
Well, it certainly was not like it was in the ads. It's a bit more run down than we thought.
Oh, to say the least, it's been out of commission for quite some time.
Yes, we weren't actually able to locate any documentation regarding what happened to the last owners of the manor.
I've only heard the rumors myself, but from what I'm aware, there's been some dark doings there. Uh, Over time, I don't know if it's from the previous owners or the in between, but the townsfolk are not fond of the place.
Hmm. It was made apparent when I took a stroll down in town the other day. What kind
It's been
of...
up on the hill for quite some time, just sort of looming over everybody.
Yeah, I can see how that could unnerve people. What dark dealings are we talking about?
Well, it's all hearsay and rumor and whatnot. It's not anything that's been fully confirmed, but there's been talk of you know seeing ghosts on the grounds. Uh, must have summoned from somewhere. Could be from the ruin. It could be people's superstition. You haven't seen any ghosts, have you?
No, but there is a banging occasionally we're trying to look into.
Oh my
And
goodness.
he'll tap his nose knowingly, like joking.
Oh, for a second she believes you because you are in fact telling the truth, but she catches on to your
We
or
don't
your
actually know if it's a ghost or not.
As the evening continues and the conversation continues, Gertrude, this is where I'm going to turn things over to you. I mentioned that you had the opportunity to do one of these scheme roles later, as opposed to now. You are in a house of a local family, one member of which has been around the family that you have been not quite employed to, but assigned to, and one that Parker in particular was very interested in learning more about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, I would
this
love to
this
sneak
is where
off.
we'll get into
Yeah.
yes, yeah, this is where we'll get into sneaking off and seeing what you can find as part of this simple scheme, which is going to be once again a series of 5 dice pool rolls where you'll calculate the brills, the glooms, the triumphs, and the catastrophes. What
Okie
dice
dokie.
pool would you like to use for this?
Well, observe is definitely going to have to be one of them because I am trying to find out information. Um, I would prefer cunning to like maneuver away maneuver my way around without being noticed,
Okay.
but that might also be sensitivity.
Sensitivity is more of like attunement and understanding. That's more of
Hmm.
like an interpersonal personality thing. I think that you're spot on with cunning
Okay.
being the proper one for this, especially as a combination between sneaking and learning.
Yes. Okay, cool. Calm down. All right. 1 6. No ones. Hello, please stop. Ooh, nothing.
All right, that's a gloom.
Oh.
For purposes of these rolls, nothing
Yes.
is counted under the glooms
Yeah.
as well. And a reminder as you're halfway through that if you want to at any point, you can spend a passion to up the dice pool and get successes on 5s and 6s.
Okay, one of each on that one. So that was 3, 4. 2 successes, 1 failure. And 1 more. 1 success.
All right.
So that
What's your
was
total?
5 and 3.
5 and 3. Excellent. Describe for me how you manage to break away from dinner in an inconspicuous manner, especially with conversation pushing at you.
Well, I think it's right after dinner, as we are moving from dinner to the sitting room. Um, would be the easiest way to slip off and find my way into the rest of the house to try and learn a thing or two about the people that live here.
Absolutely. What sort of spaces would you look to find information?
I think. I think. Um, Probably if there's any study,
Mhm.
would be good. An office type area, um, or like I don't think I'd venture up into the bedrooms or anything like that. It wouldn't unless I learn something in one of the other rooms that makes me think that it might be a good idea to go into the bedrooms.
Okay. Within the study, study is a good bet for that. You head into there. Things seem rather inconspicuous. Many books and sitting areas, a writing desk, very large writing desk. But as you look around, you notice some books that don't seem to match up proper on the shelves.
Mhm.
As you take note of them and look to them, they contain various information. Some of the information is personal records of the house, histories of the house, ledgers. Uh, some of it is documentation. It seems very much like you are doing here, information about others.
Mhm.
You find a few things with more successes than failures in this. You find that the local Valgreaves family has negotiated with the local Glove and Key Union for these reduced rates that I've been talking with Arthur about.
Mhm.
They seem to be the ones that have pushed for this lower pay for higher staffing, and it seems that the local Glove and Key has obliged.
Does it say why?
Uh, just money. It's always
Mm.
money. It's keeping things. The rich want to keep their wealth, and not having to pay as much for more labor means that things get done quicker, and it's just easier for them all around. It also allows for the Glove and Key to to boost their employee numbers and look like they're generating a lot more.
Mhm. Okay.
You find that there is a section of the forest here that is cordoned off specifically for ruinous animals. It is specifically for the family's sport hunting. You find that on a map of the grounds. And as mentioned, they are like you are doing here, keeping tabs on the local families. There is a starting point for the Astus Willows, but nothing has really
Mhm.
been put in there just yet. And there is a space for the Granville Galda Parks. In
Perfect.
particular, you find that the Galda Park family, not Rex in particular, but the Galda Park family resided at Crowscroft previously. They have since stopped talking about this. They do not acknowledge this, as indicated by Rex's non statement at dinner,
Mhm.
but record does exist. They had wanted to reclaim the property, but the Astus Willows outbid them.
Uh, any other dirt on them?
Nope, just that just that they're being shady with the local union. They are keeping ruinous animals not terribly far from town to hunt them for sport, and they are spying on the other families.
Oh, they're alive, these ruinous creatures?
Yes,
Oh
there's a
my
section of the
god.
forest. Yes, there's a section of the forest that is specifically for the ruinous animals to roam so that they can sport hunt them there.
Oh my god. This is a huge safety hazard.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And with your knowledge, do you take this information? Do you record this information and leave it?
Lock it up tight.
Lock it up tight.
I'm not gonna take anything because that would be suspicious.
Absolutely. You will head back and rejoin the others in the sitting room where they are continuing to talk about these various snippets of gossip. Charlotte, Fidelia has continued forward on the Belafine Dara information. Apparently, Ainsley Dara has aimed to reclaim a lost estate in Ripper's Fork. She's racing against Ethan Belafine to get there first. And the girls are talking with Turner about his work in the construction. How much of what work you have to do you talk about? Do you go into detail or are you general?
I imagine Turner's in a position of assuming most people that he talks to have a basic understanding of what construction is, but like if you get in any like details, they won't quite get it, and you're kind of just talking at a wall. So I imagine he's very, very like, oh yes, I have to fix like, of once we get such and such out of this room and this taken care of, we'll get the nice big plushy king size bed and everything, and just like whatever sounds the most posh, like ooh, that's gonna be really fancy when it's done.
Okay.
Just to build that up.
So more of the fancy posh elements and not really like the nitty gritty of things that you have to repair in the house.
Yeah, I think when we had the moment of like, will Crowscroft catch up? I think that was more of Turner being like, we will, faster than I think the world expects us to. And then in any conversation, in less pompous way, gassing himself up like, oh yeah, I've got it handled. Like, we're going to get there.
Fantastic. In which case, I'd like for you and Charlotte actually to make some social roles here.
Yeah.
Charlotte entertaining the adults and Turner entertaining the younger women. Is making an impression.
Can I call on my portfolio for this?
Of course you can. Which one would you like to call on?
That's a good question. Does the numbers that we have here like refer to a role of any sort, or is this more like currency?
That is how many of that portfolio you have access to spend.
Excellent. Okay. Well, how about you resolve the role with Turner, and I'll read up on what these are.
Sounds great. Turner, I'm going to let you choose your dice pool.
Sure.
You are built more for building and repairing. I would leave up to you as to how you would use this knowledge to make a good impression.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna always default to craft. I just want to make sure is that sticking more to a physical activity? Could I use that in a knowledge sense, or is that not a skill I should really go for it in a social interaction?
I would probably put like more towards something like express or foster.
Okay.
Because you're actually explaining and rather than making something for people.
Yeah. Cool. Well, those are both zeros. If I
as a reminder, spending passion will add 2 dice to your pool, and 5s and 6s will become successes on this.
Right. I should totally do that. Then I think if I went looking at ingenuity, inside originality versus, I think I could go obsession for personality. Would intrigue seem like something I could pull for skill? Does that seem like one that would be more in the vein of like, that might be more, that's deceit and secrecy, I guess, less than, but I guess I'm trying to misdirect him in the way of like away from the structural stuff and more of like, hey, here is the posh things you should be excited to see.
You know what? That's a fair enough argument.
Okay.
I'll allow for that.
Cool. So then I will take that. So that's obsession, intrigue gives me 3, and then I'll use a passion, so I'll be at 5 then. Is that right? Cool.
Yes. And then 5s and 6s are going to be successes on
Sweet.
this dice pool.
That one disappeared. It is 2 5s, but is also 2 1s.
Okay. that does not outweigh the successes that you made.
Okay.
Fortunately, uh, it is what's the word? Yeah, it's a little balanced.
Okay.
I'd say that you are able to make a good impression. The questions don't cease, though.
Got it.
There's no part of it that's actually going to satisfy them. They're going to keep wanting to know more, but it's not a bad impression.
Cool. I like that.
And Charlotte,
Babysitting,
you
story
wanna-
time.
exactly.
Uh,
Well, they're
remind,
all about your age or a little bit younger.
Yeah.
But yes,
remind me where the conversation was at. We're still talking about drama with the other families.
they're talking about drama with the other families. Yes. So basically, you can infer from this that they're trying to get a sense of like your class and station
That
in all
tracks.
of this.
I would like to leverage perhaps either my wardrobe or my wealth, to either sort of like name drop some of the luxuries that I have access to, or even just like, point out a jewel or something that I'm wearing and, like ask them if they've ever heard of like this particular jeweler from the Peacock's Feast. Something along those lines, like change
I,
the subject away from like bickering between families and more like, oh, aren't we so rich, isn't it great?
Excellent. I would go for wardrobe over wealth. Wealth is typically buying your way out of a situation. Wardrobe is exactly what you said, though.
That makes sense. Okay, I will do that.
Most certainly.
And maybe even like gas up the other folks. It seems that Mr. Galville is Galville Galdepark is quite well dressed, so I'll fawn over his wardrobe a little bit as well.
Absolutely. And over the course of this conversation, Tessa mentions an upcoming ball hosted by the Granville Galdeparks at Darton Hall. At which point she turns to Lord Granville and says, "Will our new neighbors be receiving invitations soon?" To which Rex kind of just, I mean, we've only just met. Uh, Rex doesn't seem to have an intention of inviting you, but the more that you gas him up, the more he is leaning towards favoring you. So this could very well net an invitation to a rather large event with rather large social standing, should you manage to keep this relationship going.
Charlotte
Before
loves parties. She's trying really hard to keep that on the down low.
Absolutely. And before we wind down the dinner and the socializing portion, Arthur, I just wanted to check in with you. You've had a bit of conversation, but as the butler, you are most likely used to sort of sticking to the background in these sorts of situations. I just wanted to get a read on what's your take on this. Is there anything of interest to you? Is there anything that you wanted to observe or say or do here? You have a rare opportunity to act as a guest despite being a butler
Right.
while still conscious of your station.
I kind of want to dig into this family a little bit more, see where their wealth comes from. How do their servants like view them? Are these good people to be friendly with?
So are you wanting to, whereas Gertrude slipped away to learn information from papers, you want to try to do this from the people?
Socially, yes.
Okay, we can absolutely do that. I'd say this will also be a dice roll.
Mhm.
I will let you tell me the pool that you think is correct for this,
It has to be.
or if you
To,
have a portfolio that you want to spend.
mm, no, I have what I have left is access and title, so I think I'll
Uh,
roll.
Title is actually people respect your authority and or social prominence. I will say.
Right.
I'm not going to stop you from rolling dice, but I will say title would actually function here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll blow the title roll. If I can get my
Okay.
epigram off, then I get back stuff anyway.
uh, so what sort of information? So you want to learn if they're good people. Like, how are you parsing this information?
essentially, how does the staff see their God? Who are the last names
The
again?
Valgreaves.
The Valgreaves. How does the staff see the Valgreaves? Like, if the nobles are nice to the staff, they're all right in Arthur's book, because there are probably some real shitty nobles.
Um, the Valgreaves take a very conservative outlook on things. So they have a very traditional and standard relationship uh, with their staff. Of everybody knows their station and acts as such. They don't talk down to their staff, but they don't have any sort of like direct attachment the way that you and the Astus Willows do, for example, or even Turner and Charlotte, or Gertrude, like starting to like have more conversation with you all and with the Astus Willows in particular. Even that is beyond what the Valgreaves have with their staff.
Okay.
Uh, there are a lot more staff that have to do with the animal husbandry on the property rather than within the house. However, there's a lot of folks that actually tend to the fields, tend to the cows, tend to the animals, prep hunting supplies, prepare the bounty, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So they find themselves quite busy in that regard.
Okay. I'll open it up to the table. Is there anything y'all want to find out?
You all have learned and acquired quite a bit, but if there is anything else that you'd like for Arthur to push here, by all means.
Here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Why exactly do they need so much staff that they have to push for lower wages?
That's just the glove and key altogether in this
But the-
place.
But this family's the one that's
Yeah.
pushing for that.
Yes,
And the
Mm.
at
glove
the
and
moment-
key was just willing to acquiesce because it benefited them.
Yes, at the moment, only Gertrude knows this information. But yes,
I'm trying to think if there's like a
I want to
position
know
that
if
like,
anybody's fooling around with people they shouldn't be fooling around with. I want to get into the nitty gritty. Let's go give you
Whoa,
the tea.
Any
that'd be
gossip? Hey, hot goss.
crazy.
Hot
If
goss,
I'm
please.
looking for anyone to ask, like if I'm looking specifically for Arthur to ask these questions, maybe go and see what the rest of the staff thinks of these lower wages.
Yeah, that's what I did with Maeve as well.
Or even like their opinion of the Valgreaves in general.
Well, yeah, their opinion of Valkyries in general is that they're all right.
yeah, they're
Yeah, but
traditionalist.
But that's Maeve. Does Maeve actually work for the Valgreaves?
No,
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 the
I
staff
meant
of the
just now.
Valkyries.
Like yeah, just now his like what he was able to parse is that the Valgreaves have a very traditional relationship. So like not the kind that you have with Arthur or Turner, or even that you're like
Right.
developing with Gertrude. Like your conversation with Gertrude was much more personable than any sort of conversation the Valgreaves would have with their staff here.
Fetch me my tea, please.
Right.
Versus
Okay.
Arthur, can you please get me tea? Yeah, I will ask the staff. Like, we are supposed to talk about our pay, but what do you all think about the pay cuts?
The general consensus is that considering that there's only a small number of aristocratic families in town, especially since the Galdeparks do not have a local presence.
Mm.
They actually are in from just out of town. Uh, it's much easier for them to get work this way rather than having to perhaps move to another location entirely just to work, uprooting their lives from Crowscroft. They're not a fan of it, but they at least have the work.
Okay.
Some of them, however, are you know may possibly be too new to quite realize that they're not getting paid what they should be.
Oh no. Talk to your union reps, all of you.
Arthur is being the responsible member of the Glove and Key this session. Gertrude, how do you rejoin the party? We mentioned that you do. How do you rejoin the party, and do you just simply keep away during this, or do you reintegrate yourself?
I think ideally she would just kind of like appear like next to the door like she'd always been there. And just she's been like standing by watching for the most part. Like she hasn't really engaged in conversation unless somebody's engaged with her. So she's kind of just back into the spot.
Fair enough. Despite Imogen's attempts, Gertrude has been vanished
Yes.
for the most part.
I think if anybody asks anything, or like she will mention the next time somebody asks her a question that the 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 restrooms are very nice on this floor. Just to allude. That's what it
Absolutely.
was.
The festivities will eventually wind down as you are thanked kindly for your presence at this party, Charlotte. As usual, Fidelia is addressing you directly, but Tessa seems very grateful that all of you have attended. Uh, it does offer that if any of you need, if any of you have any need of a more direct connection in town, need any help or ideas of how to get things up and running there, please don't hesitate. Yeah, we are the local family after all. We do know quite a few.
But of course, seeing how many of you there are, I am very happy I was able to bring a few more of my entourage. I hope that the conversation was sparkling.
Absolutely. I'm very much looking forward to having you all as neighbors.
Likewise.
The four of you exit back to your car. You have a moment in transit. Should you like to discuss the evening? Should you feel that you are the types to discuss the evening in front of, or even with Charlotte? In spite of your relationship with her, she is still an aristocrat, but that's something I feel like only the four of you would know at this point. So I leave that up to you.
Yeah, I think once we'd get in the car, start heading back, I think Turner would immediately be like, "Lady Charlotte, how do you feel about the new neighbors? Are you acclimating to them? Did you find them well suited?" I just didn't quite. I was distracted with the questions on the construction plans. I didn't quite catch the energy in the room.
Why,
Yes, of
yes,
course.
those young ladies were certainly fascinated by your stories, eyeing Charlotte in the rearview mirror.
They seemed rather curious. Did they happen to know anything about the manor?
They had questions. The half French coming out.
Yeah.
They had some questions regarding the ruin and whether it was infesting the place. As far as we've seen so far, no such thing. But they were
No, I
intrigued.
should hope not.
No, well, fingers crossed. And if it is, hopefully we can take care of that, eradicate it from the building. And other than that, they were more interested in the more visual parts of structure. The what paint colors and which rooms would be painted pink and such and so forth.
They should know
I
something
suppose
about
that
the
makes
manor. It
sense.
used to be theirs.
Oh, is that
For clarification, Gertrude, the manor was not theirs. It did, however, belong to the family of the other guest family that was there. Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm correct. You're correct. Yes,
Yep.
I forgot
'Cause
whose
they are
daughter was who at the
also-
moment.
Yep.
Scratch
Yep,
that.
yep.
I
You
was
were
like,
100% correct.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Don't tell me I'm
These
wrong.
families are
No.
these families are so complicated.
yeah? Oh.
But yes, as Gertrude said, they should know it used to be theirs.
Do go on, Gertrude.
I found some information about who owned the place last, and apparently they're trying to buy it out when you outbid them.
Ha!
Mm. They must be outing for finance more so than I thought. It seems that they want us to believe that they have access to more money than they do. How
I mean,
badly do you think that they wanted the manor?
Well, there have been quite a bit, but obviously you were able to put in more. How did
Sorry,
you
I
get in
snuck him
here?
along.
Another one. Which one's this?
Oh, this is Mr. Midnight again. I'm sorry, he's taken quite a shining to me.
Have you
Uh,
just been waiting
for
in the
what- for-
car the whole time?
For what it's worth, I've added Monster at Midnight to your staff and personages.
Thank you.
Yes.
Should have asked the Valgraves about where they keep their animals.
Yeah.
Get an
He's a
idea
part
for
of
some
my
structure.
entourage.
I'm sure they have some sort of room kitty cornered to something else.
Mm.
Kitty corner. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, I did
Bravo.
Oh.
hear an interesting rumor that there is a ghost that walks around our grounds.
Hmm.
Probably just one
What
of
do
the
you make of it?
vagabonds that were apprehended.
The what?
Vagabonds. The people who were in the. I've told Arthur. I spoke to you about this. We apprehended. I would have told you.
It it wasn't me, Gertrude.
the fucking who?
It was the ghost. Ooh.
Oh,
Mm.
I also found out that they are the ones who negotiated for the lower pay for the members of your order. What are we calling them?
Guild?
Guild.
Guild. Of your guild. They're the ones that strong armed them into the lower pay.
Strongly worded letter back
Mm.
home. Strongly worded
Mm.
letter.
Problems with finance indeed.
Well, it might not be just that, because there's another thing I found out about the Valgraves, and that it is that.
Gertrude, be careful. If you go on, you will have performed an hat trick.
A what?
Hat
An
trick.
Hat trick. Right.
Thank you.
H's are very hard in that accent.
This is why he must be here.
Well, perhaps I know another thing, so it won't be so bad if that is a bad thing. But the Valgraves had been keeping creatures in the woods that are of, what is it called? Not the veil.
Ruin.
Ruinous
ruin.
nature.
That are of ruinous nature for their hunting needs.
Does that sound normal?
Is that safe?
Unfortunately, yes, it does sound normal. Safe, not at all.
Mhm.
It is not safe if they were to get attacked and infected. If the animals were to break from the property and wander into town, it could be a problem. But it is unfortunately not uncommon among the aristocracies.
They wouldn't get in trouble if people found out.
Mm.
They would
That
get in
is
trouble
three.
if they couldn't keep it contained.
Mm.
Mm.
And that is 3. I am very sorry, Gertrude. You have become my favorite master of security.
Don't know why you're apologizing for that, but thank you. No, thank you.
It means I may have need of you again.
That's okay. Well, I hope to be of service as much as possible. Those girls were a bit strange. The one that was speaking to me, did you all notice that she was very forward for a young lady?
This
Yeah,
is
I imagine
strange.
they don't get to talk to the working class. Well, I guess in their own home, but I assume they were just intrigued to see how workers from another family carry themselves. It seems like we are far better off than anybody in the Valgraves residence.
Oh.
Every accent was in that sentence.
Sorry.
Everybody's.
No, accents be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
True.
As
It's
I
all
mean-
going in the pot.
We are very lucky to have such a wonderful house that we reside under. Yeah, she offered me a tour of the house where she hadn't been around everything, so this is very strange.
What did you make of it, Mr. Risewell?
The entire home, I
Yeah.
thought it was Beautiful.
The rubbing elbows with.
Ah. Well, I did speak mostly to the daughters, and they were more intrigued on my profession more than anything else. But I think it was comforting to see someone take an interest in my day to day. I think usually it's
Did-
more of a get the work done and move on. But I was ever so slightly out of place. I think a little uncomfortable, but I think
you
I
did
made the
not
best of it.
enjoy this.
I was not enjoying it. Just more.
Please tell me you
Um,
did not come because you thought that I wanted you there.
well, I assume the invitation implied that she wanted me there, but I think more.
Well, of
Uh,
course I wanted you there, but I don't want you to be uncomfortable.
I think I'll just come with time. I can't see how often we'll get invited to more events like this. This was definitely a first of rubbing elbows, as you said, with people such as this. But it was enlightening to get to see at least the structure of other manors. We've done some very fancy properties, but I think this was definitely the most enlightening, and I'm excited to see how it takes over Crowscroft.
Hmm, perhaps there will be more opportunity for you to see interesting construction.
As long as I get to stand beside you, I look forward to it.
She blushes and looks out the window. And like I imagine that like she's sitting like Arthur's driving, right?
Mm.
I imagine she's sitting with like the window to her left, so she has to look completely
Yeah,
away.
I was gonna say.
I think Gertrude in the back, while this conversation is going on, it's just like I feel like I feel like I shouldn't be here. I'm the only one in this space. She just kind of like holds up her papers and is like,
It's. I think Turner's taking ever so slight pride in this. He's not trying to continue the conversation, but it's like definitely fix the tiling. All right, hook, line, and
Uh,
sinker.
At this point, Arthur has busted out a pipe. He's rolled down the window a little bit.
Arthur, you have you have an established presence with the Astus Willows. This is you're able to relax more than the average individual in your position. Do you have any additional conversation with Charlotte, either on this drive or once you all return back to the manor?
I think on return to the manor, as they're walking up to the front, with Turner and Gertrude ahead of them. So, what did you think about the new neighbors? New neighbors.
I
New neighbors.
feel, as someone who deals in many secrets, I do believe they have something to hide.
I too got that feeling, my lady. If you want, I could see about trying to research them further.
Perhaps, but be very careful. They have a lot of guns.
Oh, I'm used to getting my hands a little bit dirty. I am your butler, after all.
You are.
Is the butler bulletproof? Is that what that means? What?
He does have a 3 in physicality.
Arthur, I don't know what that means, but it sounds brilliant. Good for you in your. How old's Arthur? Arthur old? Like
Arthur
old?
is like in his
He's old.
40s.
Okay.
Yeah, he's older.
Okay. I know
For
we're
this-
talking
for
like.
this era.
I was imagining like Michael Caine, Alfred,
Michael Caine.
like old.
Why do we
More
follow
like,
Miss
more like Sean
Charlotte?
Pertwee. Turner and Gertrude, do you have any conversations for one another, or are you simply back to your spaces?
Gertrude,
think-
anything?
well, I think Gertrude, like, you can see a moment when we get back to the house and, like, we start walking up to it where Gertrude, like, visibly relaxes for the first time since, like,
Hmm.
that whole thing made her very uncomfortable, like, just being around, like, just hanging around
Mhm.
rich people and stuff. And she kind of, like, lets out a sigh.
Yeah, I think Turner will clock that and be like, not quite any more comfortable than I am speaking with nobles.
Well, I feel like at some point we're just wall decoration and a bit of a oddity to them.
Of course. Yep. I mean, especially in a case where, as someone else's workers, definitely felt more of like a show, especially for the children.
Right. I don't, if I may, I don't
Of
think
course.
that Lady Ostis Willow wanted you there as a show off. I think it was more of a companionship.
You think so? He just gets a little like, as much as he can blush, like,
It's not
I
my
wasn't quite sure.
business,
Yeah,
but-
yeah. Of course. Yeah. I think though I think she'll have to show off the man behind the eventual, as he gestures to the building, like the lovely structure this will be. It did feel like a an opportunity to spend time together off the clock. I think that was lovely.
Wonderful.
Like, does that bother you, Gertrude? Is that a security measure problem? I don't know what all it's.
Oh, I couldn't care one way or the other what you do in your personal life. It's just not it's not my business, and I don't really care. So,
Okay, good.
but
Then
if I did care, then I would say just be careful. Mostly because if things do go wrong, then well, if I wouldn't want you out of the job if you're working hard on something, and perhaps I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but just be cautious of canoodling before the job is done.
okay, I will canoodle appropriately. I appreciate you taking an observation on yet another one of my tasks. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Right. But I will say, as head of security of the household, if you do hurt her, I might have to hurt you. So there's that.
Message received, Gertrude. I will keep myself in check. I will do everything to make sure that Lady Charlotte is well taken care of in both home and emotional standing.
Good night.
Good night. Oh my god, this woman, I swear to God.
Good
Real
night,
quick
indeed.
as they break, Arthur's going to turn to Charlotte and eye the fleeing form. Remember, my dear, fortune does favor the bold.
Yes. You know me, I am usually much more bold. I
And yet
believe-
he. Sorry.
I believe this man has made a coward of me.
My poor sweet girl. Well, whenever you do regain your fire, just be sure to tell me, and I will assist you in all of your future endeavors, as is my want to serve.
Would you mind giving me a little advice?
Depends on what.
I
I
do not want fire. Not for him. I want to be responsible. I feel like a child. I only know how to play games and throw away arts like old toys.
just the back of the hand goes up to her forehead to check temperature. Mm-hmm.
What?
In all my years in serving you, this is the first time I've seen you as the trembling wallflower, and it is very disconcerting.
Well, he is different.
I'm sure he will fall in love with you as you are, my dear.
That is what I am worried about. He is happy when he is fixing things. And if he gets too close to me, I am afraid he will find something he cannot fix.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with you.
There is one thing wrong with me, Arthur.
Yes, but outside of that,
That is the only thing that matters in this case. I am worried about what happens to him later.
mm,
I want to make sure that when his time here is done, he will have a good reference and a good job, and he can go on fixing things and being happy.
well, I guess the most I can say is it does just come down to what the two of you want. No advice in the world might change your mind on how you feel, but if you open up a line of communication, I'm sure you'll land on something.
That is what I tried to do today. He did not seem to enjoy
How did you
whatever I
phrase it?
tried.
He's a bit.
Uncomfortable?
What's the word? He's a rivet.
Could you perhaps, if you'd be so willing, Arthur, please do me this one favor? I've only asked you maybe 4 times, maybe 5.
Go on.
What is he like? What does he want? I need to know.
Well, on the next day off, I shall invite him to go drinking, and we shall have a rousing conversation where we become the bestest of chums. And I will glean as much information I can from him.
Oh, thank you so much, Arthur. See, this is why you are always on my left side.
I could also use the drink.
Well, it is well deserved.
Good night, my lady.
Good night.
And good night indeed. A very prosperous evening. Meeting the new neighbors, making a name for yourself, both around town and among the more aristocratic families, the ones where making a name will matter the most. Libations abound, information abound, connections abound. A wonderful night that puts all of you into a well rested slumber, save for Arthur, of course, who has many letters to write in regards to quite a handful of union violations going on here. And staying up that late to write those letters is the reason that Arthur hears the banging, and none of you do. Arthur, you are writing these letters on the first floor, in your chambers, and you hear the banging sound in the walls, but you hear it seem to move upwards to a space that is above you.
Arthur stands from his desk, walks over to the fireplace in his room, and gets the fireplace poker and just tests the weight there for a hot second. Then he goes to investigate the noise.
Going up the stairs, two wings of the upstairs. One wing, the master bedroom, divided so that the Astus Willows can actually sleep there. Two separate chambers. One is currently being used for Turner, and one is being used for Gertrude. The other chamber side, two empty chambers, a walk out to the balcony, and a large wall that those who watched last week know that a couple of folks here were trying to dig into and investigate some more. As you walk up, you investigate, you look around, and that area is above, directly above the butler's chamber. You go into one of the chambers, and you can hear a scraping sound along the wall, on the other side of the wall, which should be arguably the exterior of the house. But clearly it's not.
Arthur doubles back really quick, checks the hallway, and sees that there's like nothing there to indicate another room. Correct?
Nothing from inside to indicate another room.
He turns to the window. He'll open that up and see if there's like a space he can hop onto the balcony.
I'd like for you to make a physicality roll from me.
Yeah.
But yes, there is a space. It's a matter of you making.
Oh boy, time to fall to my death. Let's do. Sorry.
I will say, if you get a catastrophe here and now, that's going to be ridiculous.
This is not the time, RJ. Don't
Will
fuck
you
it
will
up.
you accept what's it, decorum?
To
How
properly hop.
to properly hop and not
Uh,
twist my
I
ankle.
would accept. I would accept audacity for the
Okay.
self-confidence. I would accept loyalty for the duty and responsibility
Let's
for what
go
you have to do.
loyalty. That's 6 dice, baby.
Okay, and you also have passion if you want to spend for 5s and 6s and 2 extra dice here.
I actually have to bust out a dice roller. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A single success, no ones.
That's enough. That's how this game works. A single success is enough. As
Hey.
you hop over from one window to the other to the little balcony that was spotted by Gertrude and Parker in the previous session, but they were unable to reach it. You can actually see a little poked hole through the floorboard of the balcony. Not quite sure where that came from, but those who watched last week will know. And you are face to face with a window, large window. You can't quite see inside, and it doesn't open, but you do have a fireplace poker that you could leverage to get in.
Just the singular window pane break and then reaches a hand in to unlatch the window.
Absolutely. You go inside. This room looks like it was a study once. There's leather chairs that are decrepit, sunken in, mothy from the fabrics. It's dank. That smell that I described in the first episode seems to permeate here. There's books and papers scattered across the floor. And you can see a large oak door against the wall where there was no door on the other side, which would allude to you that this door has been walled off.
Mm.
And as you look around, you see one final thing, which is a bookcase has been pushed to the side. A dark hole behind it. with a dank, cool air to indicate another passage. And as you investigate it closer, you hear the low sound of something ruinous. And this is where we will end tonight's session. I'd like to thank you all for joining
Rip
us
Arthur.
here tonight. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I am Zachary Valdo. I have been your game master. You can find me all over the internet, Sneakernet or Sneakernet Music, where I play tabletops wherever tabletop games are played, make music for your enjoyment. The big thing I've got going on is I'm in a game of Inferno. It's a Dante's Inferno themed D&D session every other Friday over on the Streaming Rainbow. You can follow me online to see what else I'm up to. I'm going to start popcorning it over to other people so we can work our way back to LB and she can tell you what the channel's up to. Let's start with our favorite boy in our favorite predicament, RJ.
Hello, everybody. I'm in danger. My name is RJ. You can catch me at RJ628 on a lot of my socials. We normally retweet whenever we go live. And I was Arthur today. Golly, Wednesdays I'm starting up in a game of Inevitable. It's a spaghetti western Arturian Knights but Cowboys game. I'm playing a D'Artagnan adjacent character by the name of Bartholomew Shax. He likes to test guns for a living. It's not great. He gets blown up a lot. Other than that, we've got our hopefully one last no. We've got stuff over at the Hype Goblin coming up down the pipeline, as well as more Norval on the way. So look out for those. Danny.
Me? Why, thank you. Hey there, guys. I'm Danny, CGDannyB. I've been playing Turner this evening. Typically, you can find me at CGDannyB on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Blue Sky, doing all the fun indie gaming stuff. This past week, we did our Playlog podcast episode. Comes out every Thursday, doing the latter half of the indie alphabet, picking the best indies that go with each letter of our American alphabet. And then this week will be our official Silk Song review in progress. There's a lot of game. I haven't finished it yet. It won't be done by Tuesday. We're going to try. Outside of that, you can catch me on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on twitch.tv/CGNAB playing whatever indies we got coming out. I can't tell you what I'm playing this week because redacteds are a thing, but I'll tell you later. And then, of course, you can find me Thursday nights on Crit Chronicles, taking part in Tales the Valiant. This week, I believe our plan is like a recap episode. So for anyone who hasn't watched up to this point, or a nice little refresher, or you just joined the game really late and don't know what happened the whole first season, it'll be great to know what happened with our characters. So that'll be this week. It'll be good. But yeah, Danae, off to you.
I need this hand. I put a hand to my chest to be like, oh, moi. And I needed that hand to unmute myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I've done a lot of fun drawings related to D&D and some things on the Indoor Adventure stream. So go there to check it out. DanaeKeener.com.
And that's me. I'm LB.
And I'm popcorning over to LB.
That's me. I'm LB or LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on Instagram and on Blue Sky. Hack Recklessly on Twitch and YouTube. You found us. Hi. Good to see you. Great to have you guys. Thank you guys for being in chat. The next time I'm going to be live is tomorrow on Folk and Myth. We are starting the Devil's Daughters game, which is a gothic game. We're playing Basin, and we're all sisters. So that's going to be fun. I'm the baby. And Daddy talks to me. He might be dead, or he might be the devil. It's hard to say. But that's gonna be fun. I guess another thing for our viewers, we are going, after this is gonna be over, we're gonna skip next week. We'll be back the week after. But once we are finished with Our Brilliant Ruin, we are doing a one-shot. We got the Scooby Squad back, so that's Cujo, Greg Leatherman, Wally, and then Serenity can't join us this time, unfortunately, because October is a busy month for her. So instead, we are getting the second best person that I can think of, and that's Danny. Danny's joining us. I think Danny's vibe is going to meld with the Scooby Squad real well. So we're going to be playing Monster of the Week. Cujo is going to run that game, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then later on in the month, Zach is going to be running us through a liminal horror game. We're going to have Kato, Ashley May, and myself in that one. And there's someone else, right?
Yes, there is. You're looking at them.
Well, you're running it. Oh, RJ's going to be there. sorry, RJ. I'm scheduling a lot of games.
RJ suddenly can't make it. That's
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of crazy.
God, RJ feels betrayed.
I'm sorry. I just did. I have to make the group chat for that, and sorry. Anyways, so we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff coming up next month. I'm very excited for October because, as you guys know, on Friday nights, Ren and I dress up every Friday in Halloween costumes. So enjoy that. Will we have themes? I don't know, man. It's usually day of that we decide what we're doing. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching. I guess we should raid. We should do that. We don't do that often enough. So we're gonna see who's live and see who we can raid into. I know that they're doing Curse of Strahd over at Captain Robert, so we can hop over there and you guys can give him some love. I think it's got the mod squad streaming tonight, so that'll be good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I guess I'm LB Hack'em Up. Hack recklessly. Bye.